All right, everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to talk a little bit about Tesla's Basic Autopilot feature. As you can see, it is about 65 degrees or so and slightly rainy in Los Angeles. It's not often that we get rain, but we do get it sometimes, and today's one of those days. Just a random fall afternoon and some rain. Okay, so let's talk Tesla's Basic Autopilot. Basic Autopilot comes free with all Teslas these days. So when you go and buy a new Tesla, it comes with Basic Autopilot. And what is it? It comes with a number of standard features, right? As part of Basic Autopilot. And for the most part, it's okay, but it is actually nowhere near as good as a lot of competitors' systems that are out there for these advanced driver assistance systems, and I'll tell you a little bit about why. So here we are. You can see I'm doing 70-ish miles an hour. I'm on the freeway, and this is a Model X Plaid in case everyone wanted to know, so that's why I have the dual screen set up over here. And so to engage autopilot, you just press this center wheel button right here. And I'm going to press it right now. Okay, so it gives you a chime. It's set. You can see the lanes now are highlighted with this blue highlight on the outside of the lanes. That tells me that steering assist is on and speed assist is on, right? And so you can see that right now I'm cruising at 69 miles an hour, tells you the speed limit 65, and I've got the max speed set to 69 miles an hour, but we're falling behind, and traffic in front of us. So to increase speed, I got to use this on my scroll wheel. So I'll set the maximum speed, let's say to 80 miles an hour. You can see my hands are off the wheel. It does the steering assist. It's pretty good. The steering assist, it's actually beyond good. It's really phenomenal in the Tesla. So Basic Autopilot, this is all good. Nothing about this experience right now is bad or substandard in any way. You can see it's just tracking the lanes. I mean, no hands on the wheel. It looks like we've got a police car in front of us, or something looking like a police car. Okay, now you can see it's asking me to apply some force to the wheel. So that's it. I do a little bit of grab, and it puts that warning away. Obviously it wants me to keep my hands on the wheel. It's got this camera up here to kind of keep a watch over my eyes, and just to make sure I'm not sleeping, I'm paying attention. Obviously it's part of their Tesla safety features, legal liabilities, and blah blah blah, right? So but for the most part right now it's doing a really good job. It's not overly warning me, but it's also not really letting me get away with anything either, right? So right now, again, it's chiming at me. Apply slight turning force. Now you don't have to actually do that. You can change the speed, and it'll actually take that off. You can see right now, I've set the autopilot speed max to 85, and it'll give you a message: auto steer speed restricted to 85. So it's actually not going to let me do any more than this. Okay, so again, right now everything's good. This is a really, really good driving experience, as you can see. A lot of pros, for reducing driver fatigue. Okay, so we're just cruising along over here, and again, as you can see, I mean, everything is good right now. But here's my number one pet peeve with Basic Autopilot, and this is the one thing I really, really dislike about this. And it's this: it basically doesn't allow me to change lanes on my own. Basic Autopilot doesn't do anything for you in terms of like lane change, right? That's reserved for Enhanced Autopilot and Full Self-Driving. So that's fine. I don't need, for Basic Autopilot, I don't need this car to change lanes for me. What I really want to do is I want to make sure that I'm able to change lanes on my own without it fully kicking me out of Basic Autopilot, and it just doesn't do that. It's super annoying how this is done in Tesla's Basic Autopilot. So I'll show you this. We're just waiting for this car to go by, and then we're going to signal for a lane change. So I'm going to signal for a lane change. obviously it's not going to do anything. So I got to take control of the wheel. As soon as I do, it kicks me out. You can see it just completely kicked me out of autopilot there. And in order to re-engage it, I have to press this button and go back to my set speed. You have no idea in the course of a, let's say an hour-long drive, how many times I have to do this. It is very, very annoying. There's just no reason for this. A lot of other cars, I had a 2017 Audi S3, I had a 2018 Range Rover. As soon as I signal for the lane change, in other vehicles, it will recognize that I'm about to change lanes. And so it's not going to bump me out of their version of autopilot, right? It's just going to temporarily disengage it, and as soon as my lane change is complete, it'll automatically reactivate, the steering assist and the speed assist that those other cars are doing. Again, we're talking about cars from 2017 and 2018. This is a 2022 model, obviously with all these over-the-air updates with Tesla pushing out software updates all the time. It's 2023. Why doesn't it give me that ability? It's beyond me. Aside from the fact that they're probably just trying to make more money. It's $6,000 for Enhanced Autopilot, and they want you to upgrade to that, but it's just not worth it. $6,000 for Enhanced Autopilot is not worth having this basic level of functionality that other manufacturers have. Again, I'm going to do the same thing right here. I'm going to change lanes, set this up. It's going to kick me out. Okay, I'm going to change lanes, and now I got to go back, right? And you can see I did a lane change while somebody else was doing a lane change. On the UI there's no real warning, right? At that point, and I saw them coming, but I had to pay attention, which obviously is part of the point. You wanted to pay attention. The vehicle wants you to pay attention, sure. But my other pet peeve, I mentioned this in my other video when I was doing the impression of the Rivian R1T, is that Teslas, they don't have a blind spot indicator on their mirrors. It's just not there. I have to use this and set my UI up this way to always look in my blind spot. So I have these cameras going, but I really wish that there was a way to have blind spot indicators activate somewhere else in the UI, whether it's in the central screen, or somewhere on the mirrors or something else to tell me that there's a car in my blind spot. Here, you do see something there, but like I was showing you in the Rivian video, it's not a great display. It just turns that car next to you red as when you're trying to make a lane change, but it's not much of an indication. Here, I'll show you again, for the lane change aspect of it. And, when you combine the less than stellar blind spot, it's showing you the cars right now, you can see, so yeah, I can see it, but there's no other visual warning. I have to look at this, I have to look down and look at my screen, or look over here. It is not intuitive. Right, look at that. As I was doing that, my hands, on this turn, car wiggled a little bit. Right, it's just not safe. Why? It's natural for you as a human being, as a driver, to want to look in your rear view. So that's where the blind spot assist should be. And my biggest pet peeve, like I said, is just really the lack of automation when it comes to re-engaging or keeping autopilot as it is when you're ready to change lanes. We'll do another one, right? It just automatically kicks me out. Hit the turn signal, kicks me out. I got to do my thing and reactivate it. Get back to the speed I wanted to go at. And all in all, it's just not a great experience. Other aspects of the Tesla UI here, I really enjoy having this the screen set up in this way. It is pretty awesome. The screen is huge, really great resolution in the Plaid. As you can see, it's obviously susceptible, like all of the reverse cameras, were on the trunk area. Very susceptible to rain and dirt. It blocks a little bit. These ones, on the side are not so bad. I've also in rainy conditions or muddy conditions or whatever, also have had issues with it, but for the most part, obviously, just because of their location, it's not quite as susceptible to getting dirtied up. And one of the weakness of this stuff is that when these cameras are dirtied up, especially the ones on the side, Steering assist becomes inactive. You'll get a message in the UI over here that tells you that steering assist is inactive because the camera is blocked. Starting in 2022, I think the time frame was, Tesla removed radar from their vehicles, and so this particular car is only equipped with cameras. No more radar for redundancy and some of these other controls, and that was just that was just stupid. It's just dumb. There's just no reason for it. From a driver's perspective, we're just talking about us driving cars, right? We want as much as possible. We want redundancy. We want safety, and so if you have the ability to put radar in, why would you do that and then remove it, right? Years later, it just doesn't make any sense. From a driver's perspective, it just doesn't do us any good. Tesla talks a lot about like, future is machine vision. They want to go with vision and and blah blah blah. Oh, that's great, but you can also supplement radar in there for as long as possible until that day comes. That day is not here yet. It's not ready. There's no reason for this. You had it in cars up until 2021, 2022, and then they start removing it. That's just silly. So here we are engaging Basic Autopilot again. It's a constant thing with the scroll wheel. It's just a constant thing. I'm always doing this. Let's see if I can wear this wheel out. I'm on a torture test of this scroll wheel over here. All right, some other functionality of Tesla. It's 2023. Things I like, things I don't like. This central screen, really great resolution, super responsive. It's great, except I have no control over the customization of these displays. That's right. I said that. This is a Tesla. It is 2023. How many other automakers out there do you know of with cars that cost six figures these days that do not give you customization option of your display in the central area? I have no control over this. This is how it's split. It's split speed on this side, the visualization in the center, and then your nav on the left, and that's basically it. There's really nothing I can do. I can't even display or toggle to display my tire pressures here if I wanted to. It just doesn't allow me to do that. I can't toggle to display my audio selections here. Doesn't allow me to do that. Great. I understand I have a big central screen that does a lot of things, but you know what? The central screen also doesn't do anywhere near as much as you want it to do. And it's also not quite as versatile. Some cool things about this central screen. Let's do it. Right? I can get rid of this. Oh, that's awesome. Right? Super responsive. I can take this, bring up my rear camera, and I can map this to the left side. Super responsive. I love that. I love how responsive this is. Okay? But, how do I show my tire pressures? That's very, very important to me as a driver who drives a lot and care about tires and tire performance. How do I do that? Well, the only way to do that is go here. Go to my main nav and go to service. That's it. I can't see anything now. Thank you. This is the best and only way. Not the best way. This is the only way I can look at my tire pressures. How silly is that? This car is six figures. Come on, guys. It's 2023. You have to have a way to let me pin something like this over here if I wanted to. It should be on me, right? You should allow me to have some customization of what I see or not. How do I see what kind of driving modes am I in? Let's go to my suspension. I'm in comfort mode right now. I actually didn't know that. I set it in comfort mode because I was driving my parents around earlier. Okay, I normally drive around in sport, or I normally drive around in advance. I wish I knew that. Maybe if there had a display over here, they could actually show me what drive mode I was in, right? Same thing. Ride height, controls, pedal and steering, acceleration, steering mode. I have no way to see any of this except in this interface here. Have to be better in this, especially for Tesla, right? That's supposed to be a a premium, technological brand, right? A startup Silicon Valley car company has a user interface that is nowhere near what you expect. Again, I don't want to sound like I'm overly critical of Tesla's UI, because for the most part, it is really, really good. They just do a great job with what they give you. They just don't give you as much, anywhere near as much as they should. And it just, I hate to say it this way and sound so negative about a car company that I actually really, really like. But again, at the risk of sounding overly negative, this reeks of a company, design decisions that are made, done by people who don't love to drive. And that really, really sucks. There's so much good about Tesla and what they've done and how they go about doing things. I just wish that they cared a little bit more about me as a driver and the fact that I love to drive. And, I know a lot of you people out there also love to drive. That's why you're watching videos like this, right? And so for Tesla to not give you as many options as they clearly have the capability to do so, I think it's just very, very disappointing. They can do better. They should do better. If you're listening, Tesla, I don't know why you would be listening, but if you are, come on. It is 2023. These things, they take a few months of software engineering to do. It's not that big of a deal. You should allow these types of more advanced driver, options for us to tweak our driving experience, and the UI the way that we want to. Nice little drive. Oh, I see some mules and some donkeys, some horses or something. I'm not sure what I'm seeing, but this is cool. We're in Sun Valley. I love driving through this area, as you can see from my videos. Super cool, hidden part of Southern California. So it got a little rainy out here. Fun. Getting the car a little bit dirty. That's what we like. Right now, I've deactivated my nav, and you can see it now. Great, awesome. Thank you, Tesla. I just have a large blank screen on the left third of my display there. Just a horrible waste of UI space. Just not great. But look at the on the plus side, right? Look at all the cool visualizations. It sees the lights. It'll give you indicators, for all of this, and it just looks super cool. It's responsive. It's not perfect. You don't expect it to be perfect, but does a great job of rendering what what is going on around you. But again, I just wish that I could do a little bit more and just have more control over things. You can also, with Basic Autopilot, you can engage it off freeways. So we'll do that here, but it limits you to 45 max as the max speed, which is fine. My speed limit right now is 40, and so it's all good. It sees this car coming, so it's braking a little bit, and now it'll get back up there. So this is all good. And in the city, I have noticed that it's a little bit more aggressive with pinging you for alerts, but you can see when I do this, it's auto speed restricted to 45 because it knows I'm off freeways right here. And so again, the steering assist it's awesome. It's rock solid. I feel that the steering assist for the Tesla is a little bit better than the steering assist in the Rivian at this point in time. And when I talk about steering assist, I'm just talking about its ability to keep you centered in the lane, and just the way that kind of feels, right? As it keeps you centered in the lane. So it's giving me a little bit more speed here. Allows me to bump up to 50 because again, it gives me 5 miles an hour over the speed limit of where I'm at when I'm off freeways. and so I bumped it up to 50. But you know, we're on a canyon road and it's still not fast enough, so not many cars around here. So let's go for a cool drive. You know, don't want to do too much craziness. We're on public streets over here, but you know, we're drivers. Even in the wet, you know, it's fun, especially fun. And the Model X Plaid is so responsive, and it's just a great for a 3-row SUV. Its driving dynamics are just absolutely phenomenal. I've driven a lot of high performance vehicles, done, you know, more laps on racetracks than I can remember, and I would enjoy. I haven't taken this to the track just yet, but I will, and I know I would thoroughly enjoy it. I'm sure we'll uncover plenty of weaknesses, you know, at the track that you don't feel in day-to-day driving, but you know, that's just the way it goes. You know, that's true for every vehicle. I love chilly and rainy days like this in Southern California. For one, it definitely reduces the amount of road traffic, generally speaking, that we have out here. Of course, then you have, you know, people like this that are out and about driving way too slow, especially when it's just even a little hint of rain. It happens out here. You know, as we get going over here, maybe not. I'm not sure. Probably not. We'll go for a quick little blast if we can, if it's safe. Safety first. The Plaid is just absolutely insane with the amount of power that this thing has. You know, just general driving mode. Woo! Getting the tires spinning. Losing traction. I love it. This car is insane. No drama, except for the insane power delivery. Super quiet, as you can probably hear. Super stable. Car just feels super planted. You know, it's just great. There's can't really fault this vehicle for any driving dynamics issues. On the road, braking is great. The one and only basically default Tesla computer controlled regen braking. It's great. You know, it feels good. Like I said in my other video, I'm not the biggest fan of one pedal driving, but they couldn't have tuned it any better, you know, for one pedal driving with Teslas here. Oh, we got a Ram TRX behind us. See those things all over Southern California. We got 707 horsepower in that thing. Sorry, bro, you ain't got nothing, man. Nothing. Oh, it does sound pretty good though, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. I do love those things. It is huge though. They are absolutely massive. Back on basic autopilot over here. You know, let's see how we do maybe some stop and go we're gonna come up on. Let's take a look. Does a great job. You know, as I encounter a little bit of traffic. Oh, just some you know, a little bit. It's a little wet, everybody, you know. Southern California, we don't know what to do. Hit the brakes. Some water. Oh no! All right, everyone. So we're just going to go ahead and quickly wrap this up. Tesla Model X Plaid. It's 2023. Basic Autopilot is pretty good for the most part, especially with it being free. But that said, it's not quite as good as some of its competitors on the market that are also free from some other car manufacturers or available for a very nominal cost. Basic Autopilot does not give you the ability to automatically re-engage itself on lane changes, and that's my biggest pet peeve. Everything else with it is good. In fact, the things that are available for Basic Autopilot is basically best in class. It's just the things that are not available that they don't give you, and it just really drives me crazy that the next tier up is $6,000 for Enhanced Autopilot. I mean, things like Summon and like auto parking that are part of the Enhanced Autopilot package for $6,000. That's just not worth it. I would never use Summon, and I would never use auto park, especially not for something that's gimmicky and doesn't work right 100% of the time, right? Like, why would I do that? It's just a waste of time. I'd rather just go and do that myself. I don't want to pay $6,000 for Enhanced Autopilot just to have the ability to change lanes when it's on autopilot and automatically have it set back to its speed and its steering assist. Anyways, that's my thoughts on Basic Autopilot right now. Hopefully it'll get better over time. I don't know if it will, just because of that the revenue they must be generating from the $6,000 Enhanced Autopilot or the FSD. But then the things that you read where the take on Enhanced Autopilot and FSD is not very good. So Tesla, if you are listening, if you have a lower cost option that's somewhere between Enhanced Autopilot and Basic Autopilot, maybe myself and other people like me will go for that. But as it stands right now, no dice on Enhanced Autopilot or FSD. Not for me anyways. All right, thanks for everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.